Welcome everyone to another episode of Footy with Chudy. I'm your host Chudy. We have a full house today. I'm gonna do a roll call of introductions. We have Skip, Kachi, Aminu, Edosa, and our special guest today, Clinton. We're gonna talk about the World Cup final. The World Cup is over. Qatar did what they did, and my God, are we impressed? Is this the best or greatest World Cup ever? It's definitely, in my opinion, the greatest final I've ever witnessed. One word: Messi, 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 Messi. That's all. That's all. I think we should just end it right there. What more can we say about this game? It had everything. Emotions were high, bloods were pumping. Some of us couldn't even watch the penalties. I'm just excited. I'm gonna go to Kachi first because I'm sure Kachi has been itching to talk about this since. Kachi, how did you feel about this?
How do I feel about the final?
Yes, the final, the World Cup, Messi,
I
everything.
mean, I feel Messi and Mbappe gave a huge like it was tagged as the Messi Mbappe final, and it truly was. Like both
Hmm.
guys really turned up.
Hmm.
I think France have to be extremely disappointed with their midfield, like
Uh,
Rabiot, and what's the other
Germany,
guy's name? Chouameni tried, but what's the other
Griezmann.
guy? Griezmann was marked out of the game. You could clearly tell that the Argentinian coach like studied Griezmann and stopped the supply line into him because everything came through Griezmann in
Hmm.
the semi-final. So like Enzo Fernandez followed Griezmann everywhere. I'm sure if Griezmann,
Shadow.
as he's taking a shower now, Enzo Fernandez is right beside him. Like man, the guy was marked out of the game. And once that supply line to Griezmann stopped, you could notice Mbappe did not have anywhere to go. So,
Hmm.
but I think Argentina has to be proud of themselves because these guys came like they were ready to die on that field. Like aside from two moments of lapse of brilliance, lapse of concentration through that Otamendi's wing, um, like they were deserved winners. It's hard for me to say because I wanted France to win, but I think France midfield they let them down. For sure. Rabiot should just retire. I'm sorry. He shouldn't play for France again. It's over now. Because this bro was only taken to the World Cup because Pogba and Kante and those guys were injured.
Hmm.
Let's be real. This
Hmm.
guy was like backup sub. So yeah, but that's my take on the final. I have so many other things to say, but kind of that's like my brief introduction on the final here.
Okay, I have a question based on what you said. I'm going to throw the question at Aminu. I thought you were actually going to flip it and say that France should be extremely proud considering the injuries they had, Benzema and Kunku, all these bros being injured, plus the virus that was going throughout their camp the night before. Then I felt like they did a good job, all things considered. Or am I wrong? I mean,
In a World Cup final, there are no moral victories. Argentina definitely deserved the win. They controlled most of the game beyond those lapses that Kachi mentioned, and yeah, the Argentina coach Lionel
Scaloni.
uh, Scaloni. He definitely watched the French team a lot. The way they went after Griezmann, because the French team looks so. Um, Disoriented in midfield. Like
Hmm.
they didn't know what to do with the ball the whole time, especially in the first time. And props to Deschamps. They actually tried to make early subs to to regain control of the game, but they never really got there. I think some of their desperation play helped them a lot,
Hmm.
but ultimately, I think they were definitely missing Pogba and Kante in midfield. It would probably have been a different story if Benzema played as well,
Hmm.
and Nkunku if he was available, because I also think the other player that underperformed, not just today, but in many games, I'd say throughout the knockout stages, was unfortunately Dembele.
Hmm.
And, I think Nkunku could have given them something on the right hand side better than Dembele. And I also think I personally would have started Coman instead. And when Coman came on, the game changed a lot for France, but it wasn't enough and it wasn't early enough. So I think in the end, Argentina deserved winners, but Mbappe, take a bow. You definitely did all
He
you
tried.
could,
He
and
tried. He
it's
tried.
just one of those things.
I think I'm just gonna keep this going. I have a question based on what you said, but I'm gonna flip it and hit skip with the question. So the French coach, I forget his name, Deschamps, did a lot of substitutions. I felt like during the game when I was watching the subs happen, Giroud going out so early, Griezmann, all these guys going out. I felt like he was waving the white flag a little. All of a sudden, the people he brings in begin to start balling and changing the game. So do you think he actually knew what he was doing with this, or was it legit just luck? Because I was like,
I believe he knew. He has an idea of what he was doing or what he wanted to do. Yeah, because if you see what he was doing, he went for athleticism. Like Argentina, they're running them into the ground from defense to attack. And what this guy did was, you know what? We're going to match your speed. We're going to match your energy.
Physicality.
And we're just going to match there. And they went for it. And when they started matching Argentina in that sense, that was when Mbappe magic was able to show. Because Argentina wasn't beating them down in that sense anymore. So, and another thing I would say is that if I'm going to give these old tournaments like a nickname or a title, I'll call it "You Live and Die" by the substitution you make as a coach. Because if you look at people that were losing, the winners, most of them, people that were already winning the game or they should have won the game, the substitution the coaches were making made a huge difference on the game. Again, example today, why was Di Maria going off by 61st minute?
They thought the game was over.
No. The game is not over.
The game was over.
The game wasn't over.
No, Di Maria wasn't fit. Remember, he didn't start.
Leave him on the pitch to again. What match
he gets injured?
No,
remember what I said to you guys?
No.
Di Maria is the Kawhi Leonard of football. This is load management. They just bring him in, say, okay, play a half, come out.
Let me ask you a question. What other matches are Di Maria playing for Argentina tomorrow or for a week, in a week time? Leave him on the pitch. Di Maria was pinning the defense line. He was pinning them back.
He was stretching them as well.
Leave him there. Now you remove Di Maria, the whole defense line moved forward. And that was a problem. Leave him there. Even if it's just going to be eating Bole or wherever it's going to be eating there, leave him there. The threat is still there. Then 70 minutes, you can keep them down for like 15 minutes or so. But leave Di Maria in the pitch. So again, it's a tournament, and then the other coach, gambled on something like athleticism and all that and work. So again, all substitution is all about ideas or what you want to change. But does it work? That's something we're going to go by.
And also, what do you think about the Di Maria comment on that one?
I think that when you get to a point, you kind of have to, especially after they threw away those 2 goals in the Netherlands game. Like after going 2 goals up, I'm sure the guy was scared and wanted to show up. But you can't legislate for Mbappe. it's if I can continue the theme of what do I think about the World Cup as part of the answer, it's I felt like it was a passing of the touch World Cup. So instead of a traditional European teams beat everybody and everybody just shows off our parents' fees, you saw a lot of smaller or less recognizable countries actually show that we actually have footballers too, and we do tactics too, right? So just apart from the whole Messi Mbappe thing, you saw a lot of countries that next World Cup you'll be like, oh wow, I remember these guys were really good and now they're still just as good. Because Morocco is going to come again, Senegal is going to come again,
Ecuador,
Croatia is dead, but you will see teams most of their players are done, but you will see teams Ecuador coming again, because a lot of their players are really young, and they're all in England now, so those guys are coming again for sure. So it was a very unusually interesting World Cup. So for the Di Maria thing, the guy is 34 or something. It's fine if he doesn't play.
He is still a threat. Clinton,
but nobody is asking Di Maria to play 90 minutes. At 60 minutes, the game is still much alive. We've seen this so many times. If you're just going to throw toward that 60-minute game over, we've seen it so many times. Wait till 75 minutes, then you can bring in 800 defenders if you want to. That's good. Then, for 60 minutes, the threat Di Maria was still making, the runs he was still making. You cannot tell me Di Maria can run for another 10 minutes. Because when he was going out, I didn't see him limping. I didn't see eyes on his leg. I didn't see anything. Di Maria was still able to, a few minutes before he went to the bench, right? This guy was making Kunde dance or some kind of dance on the display. So it can still give you another 10 minutes. Just leave him on the pitch.
Fine. It gives you 10 minutes to 70th or 75th minute. Mbappe's first goal at 80th minute, and the second one was like so. Unless you're playing the whole game, I don't like changing a winger. Shouldn't really, because he's not playing on the same side as Mbappe too. So it's not like he was doing anything to stop Mbappe.
No, again, but here's the thing: do you now agree that like attack dictate how you attack dictate how you defend?
I agree.
But immediately they don't have that outlet that is giving them headache again. The defense line is able to push up. Therefore, they're able to lock Argentina back in their own box. And if you look at Mbappe, so they created more chance and they got more confidence, they got more comfortable, and that's what led to those goals. So again, you live and die by
that, but it's not like Messi. Messi is the main attraction. Like Di Maria was useful, but like.
Hold on. I have a question for Clint. Because I believe he said he was sad about Messi winning this. What was your opinion about it? I didn't know. So, were you supporting France or were you just supporting Argentina? Sorry, supporting Ronaldo on this. Like, what's your take on this?
To be honest, I don't want to sound like a sore loser. To be honest, so I just feel like the calls they're just too easy. You get, especially the penalties and everything. Like, it's as if once you try and mark, yes, that, especially that Croatia game,
taking it back, taking it back. Just one touch.
The best defender in the World Cup what's his name? Gabriel.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too much. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest.
The game has evolved. You know that once you touch somebody and they're going down, they're going down. That's why. Who did they give the yellow card for diving in this game? Was it Thuram?
Here's the problem with this thing, right? And we keep saying this to the players. The refs actually come into your camp and they explain this thing to you before the tournaments. Don't give a ref a decision to make inside your penalty area. If it's going to be a foul anywhere else on the pitch, it can be a penalty inside the box. Don't give the ref the power to make a decision. Immediately you're doing that, that's on you. That's not on anybody else. Don't give them the power to...
You don't think the decisions were not, like... Don't you think it was too soft?
I think the Argentine penalty was soft, but I think he... clap back by giving the French penalty. Like both of them were soft, you know what I mean? So I think he redeemed himself by giving another soft one.
That penalty, I actually saw that one, and I'm still very confused as to what exactly the guy was blowing for.
Actually, since Clinton has us talking about penalties, let's just spend 3 minutes on this. I want you guys' answers as quick as possible. You watched the Argentina-Croatia game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, before I ask this question, Skip, you play midfield, right? Kachi, what position do you play?
Usually defense, right back or centre back.
I know Aminu is a fullback as well, and Edosa is a winger. Clinton, do you play?
Striker, yeah.
Striker, all right. I've been taking some research based on the answers to the question, and I feel like the answers have been based on the positions people play in this game. You guys remember the Croatia-Argentina game?
Mm-hmm.
The penalty on Alvarez, was that a penalty or no?
No.
I don't believe that was a penalty either.
Does anyone here?
I think.
Does anyone here believe that is a penalty? That was a penalty.
That was a pen.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, let me explain.
His leg.
He's just
on
stayed,
the ground.
and he ran into him.
He ran into him.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Like,
yeah.
So the thing about penalties is that if you're a defender, like Skip said, don't give the ref a decision to make. So
okay, go on. Sorry.
I agree with you, but like, if you just go there and the ref can see that you had no intention of touching that ball, like there's nothing the ref can do.
Thank you. Like again, the guy had the ball. He took the ball away from the keeper, and again, you now have to let him go, and that's why you see keepers
Just
when
move
they're
your
running,
hand.
they do
Move
this.
your hand, like,
they do this. They do
move
this.
your hand.
They try
Like,
to
even if you're the
remove
goalie.
your body. The guy got the ball. Remove your body.
Remove your hand.
Hand. Like, just do this. Immediately you stretch and you don't get the ball, or you
You're
don't
done.
touch the ball. Again, that's on you. You know what it is.
Yes.
Remove yourself.
I
And that's
agree.
why
So-
when the keeper get the ball first and the keeper clash into the player, do you see them calling the foul for the player? No. And that goes the other way also. Remove your body. Immediately they get the ball before you, remove. And if the keeper gets the ball before the player and the keeper clear the goal, if the keeper clears the player after getting the ball, you don't usually see them calling it a foul against the keeper because he got the ball. So you guys are always looking at it that, oh, it's too soft, it's this thing. Penalties can't always be 100% clear.
It has to. This is my issue. I agree that some of the time the defender has done something that seems innocent, but he knows what he's doing. But against like this penalty, what I saw was someone dribbling somebody else and then realizing that he has nowhere else to go. And he knows that the leg is coming. So he stops.
He stopped. He did.
He stops and starts going down. But he's lucky that
The leg
Dembele
came. The leg
doesn't
actually
see
came.
him stop and put his leg, right? So my issue with penalties in general is that it is such a
Subjective.
big advantage to give somebody. Unless it's Harry Kane taking a penalty for a second.
Yeah, that's what I
But,
see.
like, it's a very big advantage to give somebody that I feel like refs just make decision. Oh, it's a penalty. They don't look at, oh, why is this guy going down? Like, what exactly is happening that this person is going down? They never do that. Just, oh yeah, he touched him. But it's like it's a contact sport. Like, you should be allowed to tackle somebody, sometimes slightly unfairly, in the box or anywhere on the pitch
But
to
here's
gain
the
an
thing, right?
advantage.
Hold on.
Well, here's
Escape.
the-
Clint, finish up on this.
Yeah, I'm just basing my list mostly on that Croatia game. Did you watch the first part before Argentina got their penalty?
Yes.
They were actually playing so good. Until that penalty, everything the morale just dropped.
Went down.
Look,
They
it just-
flipped the game.
Like these decisions, they should be looking into it first before anything.
Okay. Again, what you guys are talking about, this is something that FIFA, UEFA, the governing body, should adjust the rule, not on the refs. Like, again, the refs, you won't have to be looking at the player. Well, what's your intent? They can't read mine. And also, again, when they go and watch
But
the
they-
replay,
so
when they
is
go and
good.
watch the replay, they see it on slow motion. So they don't even see it on regular speed. So you can't be like, oh yeah, I know what I was trying to do. It's tough.
No, but that's
So
the
guy-
point. If it's like that, every single ball to hand is a penalty. But it rarely ever is. They
Question,
interpret
did you think
intent.
Mbappe's second penalty was a penalty?
Yes,
Should be a
you
penalty.
cannot stretch your hand out. Like, that's not a natural jumping position. Come on.
No,
Like,
he was already halfway turning it.
Nah,
So his intent.
his hand was out.
But his intent. Have you ever seen someone jumping and turning like this? Hands down.
no, but even I'm not a defender, but even I know that if I'm
His hand
jumping
should
and
be
I
at
spread
his
my
back.
hand, if you spread your hand, come on, man. You know
can't-
what you're doing.
I mean, you can't jump with your hand behind you, though. I get that.
yes,
Well,
but if you stretch your hand, you're
making yourself
stretching
bigger. That's what it is. That's what it is. You're
So
making yourself bigger.
you are asking for it, like you said, right? You're asking the ref to make a decision. So for me, blow all of those things. If the ball you ever touch anybody's hand, foul. Let's play on. Personally, let's not think too much about it.
this
The
guy-
way
this guy
if you
running
touch
mad.
someone's leg,
Hey, let's. We're gonna switch past this penalty talk now. I mean, I wanted you to give us your take on France as a whole. Do you think, or how should I put this, or Argentina as a whole? Because we're going to talk about the team of the World Cup now. I don't think their team was very good. I think they just had something special in Messi. Apart from their goalie, apart from Emmy, I wouldn't say that the team was, oh my God. I think they were a functional team, but they weren't dazzling. Does that make sense?
Sort of, but I mean, today we saw what Enzo can do when he's given a specific task at hand. And I forget the name of is it
The Paul?
the left back or
Oh, Molina? Is it
Molina.
Molina?
or is it the left winger, the guy that looks like the baby oil Argentina version? He looks like
Is it
a
Acuna?
linebacker.
Acuna.
Yeah, so these guys, they are not. There's nothing
Linebacker.
special about them, but they do their jobs well. All right, I
Acuna
do
is
think.
special. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
They have passion.
Well,
A lot of passion.
and
Yeah.
so the thing about they played more like a unit than any other team. So they pressed together, they defended together, barring all the lapses in defense that they had late on in multiple games.
Too many lapses.
I think they were more of a unit than any other team, and I do think they had more special players. Martinez in goal, Messi, and I think Di Maria as well. Even though he didn't play in the semifinals,
Why?
to me he was one of their standout players this tournament. So overall, I think they definitely were worthy champions, and they definitely played a good game. Beyond just being a team, they had good moments, and they were good at winning penalties. Let's face it, they had a penalty in
They don't take us back to
the
this
last
penalty
of
discussion.
the last 5 games or so.
Yeah, they did.
And Alvarez as well. Alvarez too. He had his own moments, so he too was a good player for them up top. So I do think they had key players in different positions that were able to give them moments, but they were also able to work together as a functional unit. So for sure, solid team.
Kachi, most of us on this podcast were rather young. I think our oldest man is unavailable to this podcast. So, are you older than Debbie?
Well, I mean, Danny wants to be the oldest man. We'll leave it for him. No, I am older than him.
Where do you think this team ranks in terms of their ability in the most recent World Cup winners? I'm talking. Let's start talking from maybe 94 or 98. Like
Ooh,
the World Cups that this Argentine team. Yeah.
Probably at the bottom. I'm not putting these guys above. Like,
subscribe to this.
No, but let's be real. I'm not putting them above
98.
98 France team. Hell no. I'm
02
not putting them
Brazil.
above 02 Brazil. Hell no. I'm not even putting them above France. The last France team that won this. I'm putting them at the bottom. Like, don't get me wrong. They had players that had that underdog mentality. So players like McAllister, Enzo Fernandez. These guys are like, I mean, McAllister plays for Brighton, for Christ's sake. The guy was a dream for him to be, it was a dream for him to be called up for the World Cup. And the guy's playing for a new contract. Because, now, he's going back to Brighton, be like, yo, I want 100 million transfer.
I'm out.
Right? So I think Argentina of the past, they used to have players who are already more established. So they are coming into the dressing room with like ego and everything. But also, I also have to give praise to the Argentinian manager, his in-game management and making the right subs, playing the right people at the right time. And you can tell the guy actually studied his opponent. It's not like just throwing guys on there. So I give Scaloni all the praise. So, but yeah, that's just my view on this Argentina team. They rank at the bottom for sure. Amongst the past recent winners.
Clinton, do you agree with this?
Absolutely.
Below Italy, 06? Let me think. Who else? Germany 2014. France 2018. I think
Stop thinking about it. They are not ranked above any of those guys, man.
Because it brings me back.
I think if you take Messi out of this team, I can see how you'll say that this team will definitely rank at the bottom of all the last winners.
Recent winners, yeah.
Yeah, I think Messi definitely gave them a boost, and I think a lot of these players too. They wanted to win this World Cup badly for Messi as well. So without Messi, I think this team is definitely not as good as many of the teams that have won it recently.
When you have Paulo Dybala ready to come and take a penalty for you, and star defender Romero from Spurs, what more do you need?
But it was the greatest finals game I have ever watched.
Damn right. I thought last World Cup's final was the greatest I ever watched. It was the most entertaining because it was 4-2, I believe, right? But this one took it to a whole another level. And also, you're gonna say what you want to say, and I believe Skip was shaking his head when Kachi was talking about Scaloni.
So was the World Cup great because of Messi, or because of what Mbappe was able to do?
You're talking about the game?
Yeah, the game, like that final.
Personally, how I will answer your question is what made it interesting was you could literally, like, you can say the passing of the touch down. Like, from Messi going to Mbappe, you can say that if they are going to ask you, at what point did you realize, like, the generational, like, the talent was being passed down, or the new generation coming, you can basically point to this game because, hey, this is the introduction of Mbappe to the whole world. Again, look at that boy.
Like, what about
he's going to be a superstar. But here's the thing. I don't.
What
again,
about me?
you guys can fight about Ireland, whatever, how much. His country will never get to the semi-final, World Cup final. Let's keep it that way. So, Mbappe, no. All right, okay, yeah. I see they are going to challenge France and England is winning, so let's keep it that way. But like again, you can say like Mbappe is going to keep coming back every 4 years or every 2 years for the Europe and all of that. And Ireland won't be nowhere to be found. And Mbappe is probably going to go to Madrid or Barca and be playing well there also. So. And do you know if Man City are ever going to win Champions League? That's another question.
That's guaranteed this year. Don't worry about that one. That was guaranteed this year.
Yeah, I didn't see it as a passing of the torch, though. To me, it felt like Messi was like, calm down, I'm still here. But, you know.
No, Messi's done, but that guy was waving goodbyes at full time.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely retiring.
Today.
He's going to announce his retirement. 100%.
I'm
He's
finished.
announcing his retirement soon. But this game, he was like, calm down. I'm still around. And then he retires. Like, I mean, Mbappe can do his thing.
No, I felt like Messi was trying to say I'm still around, and Mbappe was just like, yeah, nah, no dog.
After the second goal, Messi was laughing.
After
the second goal that Mbappe scored, Messi was actually laughing. I don't know if you guys saw that. He was like, this guy's like, he was actually laughing. I was like, bro,
yeah,
you realize what's happening?
He could not believe that this thing was happening
97
again,
seconds. 97
no,
happening
no,
again.
but he could not believe it was happening again. I don't think it was laughing because he thought it was about to destroy them. It's just like, what the hell, man?
Quick question, guys. Remove Messi from the Argentina team and remove Mbappe from this France team and put Messi in that France team. What do you think will happen?
The dog work Argentina.
That's a very good question. No. There you go. Drew,
just me, man. You had Prime Ozo dropping balls for him every game and did not eat for 20 games.
He
cannot guarantee it to be true.
Okay,
well, like,
you're the
I'm going to say,
Arsenal
Messi, he has played that Argentina, all the Argentina team Messi have played with, they've been completely ass. Let's keep it that way. They've been horrible. Like, they've been horrible. That's the worst player. Like, if you're given a title for like the worst player in the tournament, I think we should all give it to Lautaro. Like, oh my god!
I can agree with that. Like, I can't believe that Lautaro Martinez has a World Cup.
And they told us Lautaro is worth 100 million.
So is the difference in this Argentine team, Martinez, like the goalie, Emi? Is that the main difference? Because if you remember Kachi, you answer, and Kachi and Clinton, you answer. If you remember last World Cup, the kind of stupid goals Argentina were conceding. Remember the 3-0 loss against Croatia, where the keeper literally gave the ball to Perez. Like, what is going on here? So do you think that's the main difference? Clinton answer, then Kachi answer.
Yeah, it's part of the revolution or something. It's part of that. And I feel like the team, I would just call it a team. They are trying to fight for each other and just
the units.
Yeah, they are playing as a team, to be honest. But Martinez is very important.
Very.
A very key guy. After Messi is him. In that time.
I can't believe you guys missed. You guys didn't catch what he was doing with the Golden Glove when they gave it to him. You guys
I
missed
saw
it.
it.
You saw it because you saw it. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like,
missed it. I'm like, bro, you guys missed it. You saw it. I'm like,
He's
what is
trolling.
wrong with this guy? What is wrong with
Did you
this
see
guy?
one of the Saudi princes or the distant? Just look at him like,
Like, what is wrong with this guy? Don't. Okay, never mind, man.
It's mind games.
His mind games. I remember. Don't worry. I remember what he did to Man U when we had a penalty against
to
him.
be honest,
Don't
we
say-
talk about characters and all of that, character and all of that. We know all those players that have swag and all that. But I just love his antics. He might not be the best. He might not be like one of like top 100, but like. If you like his team, you will love him. If he's in your team, you're going to love him. But if he's playing against you, you will hate him.
The game isn't over. You just made a penalty save. You're out here doing this. Relax, man. Relax. Say, nah, B, I'm doing them. Kachi.
I think with regards to tournament football, things like the World Cup, right? Usually, when I always say this, like when a player hasn't like arrived, when you've not arrived at the big club, you come into this tournament knowing that, man, if you perform, this is you playing for that big contract. So I think a lot of these Argentina guys, even Martinez has always been. I bet you if you look through the guy's career, he has never been the 1A, right? He's never been the first choice. He's always been had to fight for everything. Even McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, these guys now, you know, they are going back to their clubs and they're calling their agent like, yo,
What up?
I need a
Chill with
contract.
the Enzo. Chill with the Enzo. Don't include Enzo with those bombs. Please. Leave our Enzo. Don't include
I
Enzo.
agree. Enzo is different.
Again, I've been
Enzo was
talking about
always
this
going
dude
to
for a
the top
year.
of the
I've been
game,
talking
bro.
about him before anybody even discussed. Like, yo, this guy is a baller. Just leave him out of like, come on. You're
Some
disrespectful.
No, but
You guys
I
forgot Alvarez.
Mm-hmm. Alvarez
Yeah,
on the
but-
list, yeah.
Yeah, but I always think like with tournament football, like these guys have like they came in with that underdog mentality, these three guys, in the sense that knowing that, man, we're playing like I always say, Argentina of the past, like even the Argentina of 4 years ago, some of those bros have already gotten their big name contracts. So to them it's like, please don't stress me. I'm not about to run and pull a hamstring here and injure myself in my club. You get what I mean? So but like these guys, you can tell they were playing together as a unit. Right, which is always very important in terms of the psychology of players in tournament football. It's easy to motivate these kind of players than it is to motivate guys that, man, they've already gotten their big payday. So it's like to them, it's like, see, don't stress me. Like Premier League is starting in like a week's time. I'm not about to. You get what I mean? So it's a different ball game. So yeah.
All right, let's go into our World Cup 11, starting with the goalie. I'm going to have Clinton answer this because I'm sure this is a pretty easy one that all of us would agree on. Who do you think is the best goalie in the competition?
Martinez.
Not Szczesny?
Oh, I beg.
Not Szczesny? Not Szczesny. Who else?
Szczesny tried, but no.
Like
The
The
Bruno
Croatia
guy.
keeper?
No, Morocco.
Bono as well?
Bruno.
Honorable
I feel
mentions
like-
to Bono, the Croatia keeper, and Szczesny, but like then Martinez has to. With the penalty saves, I think everybody's in agreement with this, right? Does anybody want to fight for Bono? Okay, those are quickly.
There's always someone
I feel like Bono had less protection and did really well.
You feel that Bono had less protection?
In terms of the quality of
Okay,
his
'cause
protection.
I was gonna say, bro, these guys are playing back five. What is less protection?
Yeah, back five, back four. Personally, like I said, they're not a defensive team. But like the quality of it, like it was Hakimi and some bros, basically. So
And some bros.
I
It
give it
wasn't
all
less
that.
protection,
like,
but I think he faced more shots in the end.
yeah,
like, he
like,
had
if you
to
look at
make
the
more
type of
saves.
teams they had to go through to get where they got to. I don't know. Like even see the goals Croatia. had
All
to
I
score
always
to
look
beat
at
this
is
guy,
that,
man.
like, look at the quality of the shots over this time. Martinez, his big saves are like one-on-one, last minute, like those saves are
Today's one.
like you
The
know
one.
those are kind. Even look at the Mbappe's penalty, both penalty. He got his
He went the
hand
right way.
It was just like two hours for him to like hold them
He's
out.
good
So
at
like
penalties, I think.
so
But
again,
it's-
and also the last minute save from the other France dude.
Yeah, the guy
one
that's,
against Croatia. Then he had one.
Yeah. I
He
don't
had
know
one
his
against
name.
Australia,
So-
but that Australia one, the guy, like, so that's why I said the quality of protection. Like, if you're a goalie that isn't you only have to make one save, right, in the match. Like,
Edison.
Yeah, sure, it's spectacular, but like you only had to make one save. So if you miss it, it's kind of like, what the hell are you doing? But like that Bono guy, man, if you look at all the goals they scored, like there was nothing he could do. Like,
But quick question: how many one-on-one did Bruno face? Like one-on-one, like
I don't know, but I wasn't counting.
That's what I'm saying. Like again, that's what I'm saying. Like you need to look at like how impossible, like how difficult. Like because one-on-one is open net. You can someone like Messi. Like again, if you look at one-on-one,
like let's not talk like this guy. Martinez is 6'5", 6'6". Like if he's standing in front of you, he's blocking that net.
He's blocking all the angles. Let's not
blocking
go like this too
everything.
much. Clinton,
Yeah, but
you already had your hand up?
Oh, I'm just like, why are the players playing, that low ball for Martinez? Roof it. Do something, because it's just, if you're playing down, you just catch it. Roof that thing.
Too big.
Bro, it's not easy to roof those things, bro. I respect.
That's how you end up with a hurricane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not easy to roof.
Send it to Mars.
How can see? The thing is that if you look at the people that he got those one-on-ones with, they were not the best finishers on the other team.
Even this game, this final,
like
the last minute.
Because the best finishers are roofing you, they don't even care who you are. Like they're not even looking at you; they're just roofing it because you're not going there anyways, right? So he's a great keeper, definitely. Like he's definitely on current.
I don't know about
5.
great. I don't know.
No,
about
he's
great.
great. Like
He's a
see,
good keeper.
I don't care for him personally, but the truth is that he's a very, like, for today's standards where you need a keeper to be passing the ball, be decent at penalties and doing all the other things. He's great. Like he could easily play in Man City and you won't even miss Ederson. Kinda. I'm serious. Like he can do the job.
Catchy.
Definitely better than the hair.
All right. All right, you've started. Catchy, please.
I mean, for me, I have Bono. Bono is my keeper of the tournament. That's easy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this guy, who did Bono have in front of him? That's number one. Look at the difficulty.
Hakimi and some Bruce.
Exactly. Hakimi and his guys, right? So, like, I definitely give it to Bono. Like, I acknowledge that, yes, Martinez made some saves today, but all the saves, if you notice, the one-on-one fell to Muani, who, before this tournament, I don't even know who Muani was for France. Because let's be honest, those one-on-ones, if they are falling to Mbappe is roofing it. Like, is no question about it. So I think for me, Bono is my keeper of the tournament. Martinez will be on the bench. So
I think, are we divided or do we have more votes for Martinez?
I think we have more Martinez votes. So
yeah, it's 4-2. So put Martinez in there.
Listener,
I said Bono.
You said Bono? So it's 3-3. Oh my goodness! Of course, you just have to make it more difficult.
All the listener, please start taking note of all these horrible takes. just
and the people who said it. Okay, it's split 3-3. So I don't know. Oh, jeez, man. What to do?
2-4-3-3. Todd Bolly will be proud. Todd Bolly will be proud with that innovation.
All right, let's just be contrarian and put Bono in there since Martinez did win the Golden Glove. Let's be contrarian and put Bono in there. So Bono is our...
What do you mean contrarian? This is the first African team to make it to the semi-final. Let's not even beat about the bush. Who are these guys that went to the World Cup with Morocco? Let's be honest. Apart from Hakimi, it's Hakimi and his bros. Hakimi and his 10 brothers. Let's be honest.
Because Loki says, he's actually a part of those bros.
Oh my god. Left back, please. Left back. Edosa, left back.
I think Theo Hernandez was... He
Not
did
Molina?
the job. I don't know. I don't like it. I didn't watch a lot of like the Argentinian games. Like, the games I saw of Theo, he played really well.
Okay. Does everybody agree with that? Is this unanimous? Theo,
yeah.
All right, cool. Theo Hernandez. Centre back. I mean,
I'm not doing right or left, so I'm just going with Guardiola.
And Saliba.
Saliba off the bench. No, I'm going Guardiola and Varane.
Guardiola and Varane. Not Romero?
No.
Stop playing.
What's the
Should
Morocco
that be
guy? What's his name?
Not
Sissis
with
or
Saiss. That's Saiss, the Wolves
Saiss.
guy. Eh?
That guy that kept dying on the field.
Last ditch defending. No, I think Varane was also pretty solid. Guardiola, obviously, he ended up scoring a goal, so and I think he was the best defender. Outside of that one time that Messi cooked him for the third goal, I think he was pretty solid. I put Varane in there because he's also he was a ball playing center back, right? People forget that for the goal that France scored, he actually played the true ball to Griezmann that the Moroccan player slipped on. That's how good that pass was.
It made somebody else fall.
Yeah, it made someone else fall. So yeah, I went with Varane on that one.
There's something to be said about I call them the invisible defenders. It's one of those things that it's almost like you don't know what they're doing because they're doing it so well. Because when Konate plays, you can see Konate doing something. Does that make sense? But when Varane is there, it's almost like nothing is happening in the defense.
Yeah,
but when Konate is there, you see the big guy heading those last 6 tackles. And
I believe we've had this conversation before. There are defenders that can read the game, like a move or two ahead, and they are just where they need to be, and they just
like Chudy.
make a simple pass.
Yeah. Go on.
And there are defenders, like a lot of black defenders, they depend so much on their athleticism, not like they're intelligent on football pitch. And you see them sprinting and sliding and using body when they should have been there ahead of time. And that's why it's one of the reasons why Saliba is actually highly rated, because he uses physicality and his physical attribute and all of that as a last result, because he's read the game and he's already there and he just intercept and play like the simple passing, So
you agree that it should be Varane and Gvardiol?
Yeah.
Right back, Kachi.
Well, my team is 3-5-2, so my defense is complete. Those are the only 3 balls I have there: Guardiola, Varane, and Hernandez. I'm not picking any other defender.
Did any right back do anything extraordinary in this
Hakimi?
World Cup? Okay.
Molina.
Hakimi and Molina.
I'm not picking either of those guys in my 11. That's just me. I'm indifferent.
What's your
Just said
formation?
Hakimi and his bro. So how can you not pick him when according to you, he carried Morocco to
No, he was
the semi-final?
Hakimi was the mentor. He was the mentor. On the field, I didn't see what the guy did. He was the mentor.
No.
He was the ginger.
What's your formation?
Linking
We have to wrap this. So what's your formation?
3-5-2.
3-5-2. That's my formation.
What kind of formation is this, man? You always seem to have 5 people
Around
in the midfield
football.
every time we do top 11.
Guy's a haram guy, man.
Mourinho and Conte and Simeone fans. In the
Okay.
house.
So should we proceed with the 3-5-2 or should we do 4-3-3?
We always standardize.
Why can't we do
4-3-3?
defense, midfield, strength, attack, defense, midfield, attack? So everyone just name their defense, their midfield, and attack, and they can say the formation they go through.
Because
Instead of
we need to do it for the picture.
for the pictures. So,
So we have to.
So
we need a formation.
If Kachi can name his formation and his full defense line up.
So who's your midfield? We'll remove one person. I think we have to do 4.
Who for me?
Yeah.
Okay, I can
Who's
remove
your
one person. Who? Actually, you want me to name my midfielders?
Actually, no, don't. Let's just put in Hakimi as the right back.
Go ahead. You can put in Hakimi.
Skip midfield. I know what you're going to say.
I'm playing 4-2-3-1, so I have 2 midfield, central midfield. So I'm going with Tchouaméni and Bellingham.
And who?
Bellingham.
Bellingham and Tchouaméni. Yeah.
Does Tchouaméni make anybody's top 11 on this one? I don't think.
Because here's the thing. How can one player single? But here's the thing. How can one player single-handedly take a whole midfield to World Cup final? Because he was the only midfielder in that whole team. Whether you like it or not, he was the only midfielder in that team for 90 minutes from beginning of the tournament to the end. If you look at the one they first of all played with him, what was his name? Rabiot, horrible. It was Tuchel. If you look at the other one they play, the other guy.
The first game, Rabiot scored an assistant. What are you talking about?
The other guy from Monaco. The other guy from Monaco, what's his name?
Fofana.
Hey, another
Non-existent.
ass. Yeah, so like he's the only consistent midfielder they have there, and he took his team that midfield to the World Cup final. I believe that's a great.
So are you picking him just because like he was the World Cup finalist?
No, because he
performed.
He performed all throughout. There was no game he was hiding, because if you look at most of these, except from like maybe like except from one or two players, you could see him on the pitch almost every game till we got to the final. He wasn't hiding, he wasn't running away, and all of that. So, and if you know how hard it is, to be the only midfielder in the team and still not hide, if you ever play midfield and they put bombs behind you, oh my God, that's one of the hardest things you can ever do.
Midfielders need to have two lungs. The running back and forth is too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you know how hard it is, and the other guy that's supposed to be helping you is nowhere to be found.
Say helping. He did it. All right. You can put Chouameni in there.
Wait, there are some other players you need to consider though, like Amrabat or whatever he calls himself, the Morocco guy.
Clinton. You're muted.
I will put Kovacic
as
and
well.
Alistair.
Nah, man.
Actually, when you said Kovacic, it's making me think of Modric and Brozovic. Now, I feel like there are too many midfielders to consider for this World Cup. A lot of midfielders played well. I wouldn't put Bellingham, but Bellingham played well. And you have to try to make space for...
He had one game.
And you have to make space for... That's why I said I wouldn't put him.
That's not true.
That's why I said I won't put him. They had easy opponents. Let's be real. Like, bro, you can't be running around against Iran and
He only
them.
played one good game. Like, the US bossed him. He was non-existent against Wales.
That's what I'm saying. He played well against Iran and France. That's it.
I will
He
play
played
well
well in
against
every
Iran.
game except the US game. It was the US game that he was overrun. But Bellingham has been England's most consistent player. What do you mean? Why are you doing that? Who was England's most consistent player?
Let's not go there.
I know it was Saka.
It's okay. Bro, it's okay.
true.
I was even
It's
going
not
to
true.
say
Saka
that,
was it.
Seth. I was even going to say that.
Oh, then who was it?
Saka, Rashford.
Rashford barely
They played
played.
well,
Like,
too.
their defenders played.
Too many midfielders.
No.
There are too many midfielders.
Anyways.
You have to put Modric in there. You have
You
to put
don't
Enzo.
have to put Modric in there.
You have to put Modric. You have to put
It's only
Enzo.
one game.
You don't have to put Enzo.
Modric.
Enzo, Amrabat, Messi, bro. Let's keep it moving. Like,
Messi
I
played
went
striker.
for
Go on.
Onahi instead. But Onahi and Amrabat, for me, they're interchangeable. But that duo, like, they impress
guys
me.
were rocking it
They-
up.
Question:
bro.
Impressed me so much.
Amrabat, that's the guy from Fiorentina, right?
Yes.
The Morocco.
Yeah.
midfielder.
Yes.
Did you see the way he's usually hiding from receiving ball? He's always hiding when they have the ball. Have you guys noticed that?
Or
Yes.
the
Scott.
commission.
But
Go
Dominating
look
this.
at. Go look
That's
at.
the
Go watch
plan.
him again.
No, I don't.
When
I
their
don't think.
defenders have ball and all that, he's always hiding. Go look how many times they play through him. He's always hiding from receiving. But go look at it.
Just
again.
because
Well,
no,
his job was to
Destroy.
defend anyways.
Yeah.
He was a
The
he's a
midfielder,
DM.
your
Don't
job
let-
alone is to
don't-
run around and win the ball back.
No,
what are you going to do
there's
when you
one
don't have the
thing.
ball?
No, one
No.
thing that I noticed with Morocco is they were very press resistant. I don't understand how you are saying he was hiding, because Amrabat, Onahi, and Hakimi, like, those guys were playing 1-2 passes from the back line easily to spring forward their attacks. So I don't understand how you can say he was hiding.
Okay,
was
another
just
for
because
you.
he's
If
not
you
the one
don't, if you
picking
don't
the
want to
ball
watch
from
the
the
game
back.
again, if you don't want to watch the game again, go look at the amount of passes received by him and compare it to all those other players you mentioned, and that will actually show the.
that doesn't mean that he didn't play midfield. Like, so his job is not to receive the ball from the back. So he
I went
still
for-
did his
I
job.
went for-
It's not that his job
All right,
is
hold
not
on,
to
hold
receive the
because
ball.
we're running out of
I
time
went
on
for
this
Onahi.
one.
He was hiding.
Everybody, just give me your four. Four? Four midfielders. But
I have two midfielders.
let me give me your three. Sorry, not four. Give me your three.
Messi, Enzo,
Wait, I mean,
I have Griezmann, who I think was the real drive in carrying France to the final. And I think with Griezmann, then maybe it's really the same as Skip. It's really 4-2-1-3, but I'm just saying 4-3-3. So I have Griezmann, who would be the one, and then I have Bellingham and Onahi.
Edosa.
I have Amrabat, Enzo, and Messi.
Clinton.
I have Alistair, Tchouaméni, and Kovacic.
Kachi.
I mean, for me, I definitely have the two Moroccan bros, Amrabat and Onahi, and then I have Enzo and Bellingham. So those are my four in midfield.
And Skip, you had, who was your one? Because you had 2-1, right? You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. I said Tchouaméni, Bellingham, and Griezmann.
I think we'll just do it by the names that appeared the most on this one. Because I do have Enzo. I wouldn't put Tchouaméni. I don't know, Tchouaméni. This guy, you did have a really good case for Tchouaméni, but he wasn't in my initial 11. Neither was Bellingham. I had Enzo, Griezmann, and Amrabat.
To be honest, to be fair, the only midfielder I'm not mad at, if when you guys mentioned is Enzo, because again, after they realized like that guy is the one that is going to hold their midfield together, they didn't sub him, they didn't remove him, he was starting all the game. I won't be mad at that, but like again, I'm not going to remove Tchouaméni from this guy. I'm not saying he's better than Enzo, but like in this tournament, for you to take over a midfield.
But hold on, we have to move on to the attackers. But
okay.
I feel like you're praising Tchouaméni based on how shit he's scored. You know what I mean? His backup was. Does that make sense?
Again, and that's what I'm saying.
That doesn't make him better than the others.
I'm not saying he's better than them, but he had a bet again. His performance in the World Cup, being the only midfielder, because the other ones were not available. Let's just call him the only midfielder, and controlling no hiding, showing up every time, and controlling the midfield alone. Why do you? Okay, quick question. Why do you think Griezmann kept dropping deep to help him out at the later stages of like games? Because the other people, they're not there. Like again, those guys were not available. Griezmann had to be tracking back to cover for those bombs. Do you know how difficult that is? And it wasn't hiding; it was still going. If you imagine just playing Tuchome and putting Enzo beside him. Imagine Enzo beside him, where like another midfielder capable of actually playing. Because leaving one single guy in the midfield is almost impossible for that team to play well. I'm a Chelsea fan. We haven't had a midfielder in a while. So, I mean, again.
Bro, it's Man U that has had midfielders in a while. But let's go to attackers. Who did I stop? I stopped at.
Did we agree on the midfielders? I don't think we agreed.
You wrote down. Did you write down everybody's own? I'll just do process of elimination for the picture.
I mean, I have Enzo. Enzo is in agreement. I mean, the two Moroccan guys. I think I heard a few of them, but we didn't agree on who.
I said Amrabat.
Amrabat.
I think Amrabat's name came up more than Unai.
Okay. And then we had Bell
and Griezmann. Everybody had Griezmann too. I think everybody had Griezmann.
Everyone but me, but hey.
Yeah.
I guess we were both watching different games. But...
Carry them to the final.
You have five. You have five. So attackers. Clinton, give us your front three. I think we'll just do like that and just have the people who appear the most. Yeah.
Messi, Mbappe, and Saka.
Edosa.
Alvarez. What?
Saka.
Alvarez. I wish. But apparently you can't do that. There's Alvarez, Mbappe,
on the right. Alvarez.
But I have Messi as a center. Alvarez, Mbappe, Saka. But I have Messi as a midfielder. So.
Oh, okay. I mean.
I have Messi and Mbappe. They pick themselves, the highest goal scorers. player of the tournament and Golden Boot players, and then Giroud for me. Like outside of today, I think Giroud was pretty solid.
No love for any Portuguese players? Rafael Leao? No love for anybody?
One hit wonder Ramos. Who are we going to put in there?
Hat-trick hero Ramos? no love.
Ronaldo.
No love for
hat-trick hero.
He didn't play with passion.
One hit wonder. One hit wonder.
Okay. Kachi, who do you have?
I think for me it's Saka, Mbappe, Messi, but I think I have to give a special shout out to Xhaka because in that England game, I still say this: Gareth Southgate was criminal for taking off Saka because literally every time Saka touched the ball, Upamecano was shitting his pants because this guy was just running and turning him inside and out. And I think for Saka, I have to give a special shout out because this guy literally went from enemy number one in the last tournament with England where he missed the penalty as I don't even know how old he was in that game, 18, 19, to now where literally, bar none, he was England's best player. Like literally, I honestly believe if he had stayed on the pitch in that England game, England would have probably beat France. So for me, those are my strikers. Saka on the left, Mbappe Saka on the left, Messi in the middle, Mbappe on the right.
If Saka stayed on, they would have won. Even if with Harry Kane missing that penalty,
yes, they would have still won. They would have still won.
I can't tell if he's being sarcastic.
See, I don't know if he's being sarcastic, but the truth is that as long as there's Harry Kane leading England, they're not going to win anything. They need to fix that.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being honest.
I know. Don't mind this idiot.
They should have taken out Harry Kane and put Rashford.
No love for any Brazil players. Have we forgot that Brazil was in this World Cup? Richarlison,
who
Vini, nobody.
If they had played Martinelli more, he would have gone some.
Please, Edosa, go sit down. Stop this.
No, see, I just preach here. I'm not doing anything though.
Skip.
They should have
Please give us a front. We don't mind this guy.
I had originally. I did feel like when I was thinking about this, I had Mbappe, Messi, and Giroud. But then again, after today, I was watching Alvarez, and the work this guy does for the whole team, the way he close down spaces, the way he forces like the team to pass out instead of passing through the middle, and also creating space for this team. And then I realized he has the same goal as Giroud, and I'm just on. So at the end of the day, I have to choose Alvarez over Giroud. So my front three is Alvarez, Mbappe, Messi.
You guys are gonna laugh at me because mine was Mbappe, Messi, and Richarlison. Yeah, I feel like you guys are forgetting that other people were in this tournament.
No wonder you're trying to make us pick Brazilian.
I was trying to get some support.
Can I just say with Brazil? I mean, the only thing Brazil did was, I think Messi. I think barring Argentina's, I want to say their second goal today. Like Neymar's goal was the best individual goal for me in the whole tournament.
A lot of people forgetting this guy's one.
And then Brazil, I have to criminalize what's his name, Casemiro. If Casemiro did not leave his spot, there's no way Croatia scores that goal. Because look at the way that bro was jogging back. I'm sorry, the guy was barely even jogging back. And just let these guys come. Because Brazil was my pick. Brazil and Argentina were my pick to win the World Cup when I rewatched our first episode. So, yeah.
And also, I understand why you would choose Richarlison. I think he had a good, actually a very good outing. I know some people just don't like Richarlison because of his Tottenham affiliation. I won't mention names. Just raise up your hand.
See them.
But again, he has a good, but like, there are just players that have a better outing than him. Like, again, his outing was great. Like, he couldn't have done anything more for his team. Like, he did everything and he did well. But, like, if you look at Giroud and, what's his name, Alvarez, they were just better. So, but, like, yeah.
He said hater. Don't mind him. All right. Kachi, I believe we have our combined 11. We'll post a picture of it once we get the votes in. It was a wonderful World Cup. It's very sad that it's over. Back to club football, I believe, on Thursday.
Are we not going to pick goal of the tournament?
Okay, bro, we're going on 1 hour here, man. Quickly.
Neymar, hands down. It's not even a debate.
Neymar, the goal the Brazil scored like against what team? That extra time goal.
Croatia.
Neymar just that they just started passing one touch football.
Not Richarlison's not Richarlison's bicycle kick, not Abdurrahman. Not what's the guy? The Cameroon guy. What's his name?
Oh, that is weird lob.
He's not even the lob. The goal against Brazil.
Vincent
Abubakar, thank you. The lob, the goal against Brazil.
Japan's goal. I'm actually going to say, in terms of the drama and the meaning of the goal, even though this wasn't a winning goal, I'd say the Netherlands tying goal from the free kick.
Bro, that's
whatever his name is, like that was...
Burnley.
To me, that was special. And the drama of that goal was just peak. But the Japan winner as well, special mention.
Even Mbappe's goal today, his second one was a volley from outside the box. Or was it just at the edge of the box? Inside, just inside the box. There are a lot of goals to come.
I think Neymar's goal is underrated because before that goal against that Croatian goalkeeper, like they had been shooting at that guy every single, and that guy just kept blocking it. And Neymar, in that tiny moment, realized that it is bastard again. I'm not shooting.
I'm going to go around him,
dribble him, and I'm going to roof this thing as hard as I can. And then, it is like, what's less than a second, nanosecond, and that's what makes them better than us. Like, no matter how talented we are individually, like that, mentally, in those tiny moments, they'll just do exactly what they're supposed to do it. And that goal is actually like, it's not just technical, it's like mental fortitude and everything. That's
when his teammates were able to understand the play he wanted from beginning. As you can see, immediately he made that first pass. Everybody knew where it was going to be.
Right.
Wait for the pass to give back to him and all of that. So they just played you know what? Keep going. They were just assisting him okay, do this, do that, just, they didn't do too much. While some other players, Harry Kane, for example, would try to do body, shake body. No, just let him keep going.
Don't let expressions catch us on this thing.
We're always hating on Harry Kane would have gone down in that pass that he was supposed to give Neymar. He's just
penalty. Clinton, goal of the tournament. Then we'll wrap up.
Richarlison's goal.
Best cookie.
There
are a lot of. So we'll take a vote on that one too.
Can I say something about that goal?
What?
Do you guys realize that the reason why you have the bicycle kick is because he has a bad touch?
All right. With that, I think we have to.
I'm just asking. Do you guys realize that?
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, our special guest Clinton here. The World Cup is over. Club football is back. I believe this Thursday is Manchester City versus Liverpool for the Carabao Cup, and Man U is playing Burnley. So we have to watch out for that Dutch striker who scored the 2 goals against Argentina. Subscribe, follow the page on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. As always, continue to love football. Thank you. Peace.